Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 18th session on NextGen Heroes. And honestly, every single time we do this, it feels like the first time because the topics just keep getting better. But today is also very special for another reason too, because this week, we've decided to do two sessions, like a small marathon of sessions dedicated to Asia AI Foundry. So this is the session one out of two for this week. But we also have another one coming next Friday, so be sure to enjoy this one today and also join us this Friday again for an even more interesting topic. So, what are we going to talk about today is basically covering something that me and Marco personally think is massively underrated right now. And that is basically the whole Azure AI ecosystem, specifically the platform Azure AI Foundry. Today will be more um, about the Azure AI Speech. So it's one of the AI services that's consisted in Azure AI Foundry. And by the end of the session, I promise you're going to leave thinking about at least one app you want to build with this. So let's get onto it. First, as per usual, we're going to do the introduction. So me and Marco will share some details about us, our personal um, hobbies, some things that we love to do in our free time, and also some professional things. So, all of you who are joining us for the first time, this is the perfect moment to meet us very well. Then, Marco will share some interesting news about Microsoft Learn, how to join the community, how to become a member, or even lead the community by yourself. Then we'll get into the fun part. So we'll have a little bit of theoretical discussion. I know that you don't prefer theory, but for this one, believe me, it's gonna be fun. So we're gonna talk about Azure AI Speech just a little bit, and then we'll go on with the use cases, and then finally, of course, the demo. At the end of the session, as per usual, we'll have the Q&A session. So be ready with any question that you may have about the session. So something about me. So, hello everyone again. My name is Boyan Ivanovsky. I'm a graduate software engineer and the current student and in AI and data solutions at BDS. I'm also part of the Microsoft Student Ambassadors Program. It's almost 2 years that me, Marco, and Nicholas are part of this wonderful program. But it's not only the program itself; it's also the people inside because it's really a wonderful community where people share different projects, experiences, collaborate together, make amazing events, just as this one, and simply, we love everything we do here, and we really do it with passion. And also something more about me. So I would say that I'm a big Azure AI enthusiast, and I really want to explore more about the AI services that Azure gives us. And also, Azure AI Foundry is definitely my playground for now, and we're going to see that even more later. So, Marco, your turn.
Yes, wonderful, Ben. Thank you for this great introduction, and thank you to all the viewers who took the time of their day to learn something new and contribute to our community. Firstly, my name is Marko Atanasov, and since I started my IT journey, I quickly fell in love with DevOps and AI. Now, currently, I'm working as a DevOps engineer at Macedonian Telecom, and I'm also pursuing my degree in software engineering here in Skopje, Macedonia, at Finki. I would also like to mention that I love being part of MLSA and Microsoft Hero community because I have made a lot of lasting friendships and have improved my professional life tremendously as well. I would like us to keep this part short so we have more time to speak about Microsoft Learn. So basically, if you haven't joined our community yet, you can do it on techcommunity.microsoft.com. We are a part of the Microsoft Hero Learning Room, where we are around 6,000 members in the community. And it's a great chance for you to get involved and engage with the fellow learners. You only need to fill out a form and then you'll quickly be welcomed into our learning room. It's a great place to connect with like-minded individuals and to learn and improve on your soft and hard skills. Without further ado, now let's skip to the main part, and that is Azure AI Search. Basically, Azure AI Search is Microsoft's cloud-based service for adding voice capabilities to any application. As I said, it's part of Azure AI Services from Microsoft, which means you can use it through a REST API and through SDKs like Python, C Sharp, or JavaScript. Or even if you don't want to code, you can use it through their own speech studio. The key point is that this is not just basic translation and transcriber. It gives you a full set of voice features in one place. For example, speech to text, text to speech, translation, and even speaker recognition. All these tools are actually already in big production systems. So it's a proven technology and a reliable technology. As I said, some of the core capabilities of Azure AI Speech is firstly speech to text. This lets your app listen to someone speaking and convert it into text. This works in real time and it's useful for things like live captions or voice commands, for example, or maybe transcribing Teams meetings. Second, it's text to speech, the other way around. Your app takes the text a human inputs into the app and turns it into natural sounding voice. It's not robotic anymore and sounds quite scary at times how realistic it can get. And you can also adjust the tone and style the AI speaks. Thirdly, we have speech translations. Now, this is a feature me and Boyan use quite regularly while developing our own app. But the gist of it is that someone speaks in one language and the system converts it into another language almost instantly. And you can get the result as a text or even as spoken audio. And the fourth feature is speaker recognition. Now, this is a new feature and really amazing that the system allows for the speaker to be recognized. And with that, the speaker can be authenticated, authorized, or even identified when making conversation with the application. As we said, the core capabilities. Some of the main use cases for this for Azure AI Speech is that, as I said before, one common case is real-time transcribation, like meetings, Teams meetings, or support calls, where everything is spoken and automatically written down, and you can see the transcribation of the meeting and revise what exactly was talked in that meeting. Another is voice-enabled apps, where users can talk instead of typing. For example, in our app Chat and Go, which we will demonstrate later, users can speak and the app will translate and play the the thing they said in a new language, in another language. It basically listens to your voice, transcribes it, then translates it into another language, and then speaks it back to you in that new language. And also, a final use case that not many people focus on is accessibility, like generating subtitles or reading content out loud for users who can't see or prefer audio. This is really helpful for all those people and also for multilingual communication where people speak different languages and still need to have a smooth conversations without using Google Translate or other not so intuitive tool. So yeah, this is the core features and core use cases of Azure AI Speech. It's basically unlimited what you can do with all those tools, but I would like us now to show you some short demo about what actually you can do with it. Boyan?
Yeah, exactly. So what Marco talked about is basically he covered everything that was there about Azure AI Speech, but he mentioned some of the capabilities because there are a lot of more capabilities that we'll see in the playground. So just to make an intro of the demo and what we're gonna see, so you would know what to expect is the first thing that we're going to show you is the Azure AI Foundry Playground. So Azure AI Foundry is basically the new platform for Microsoft that they've created. So it's not that old. It's actually very new. And previously, every AI service was placed in Azure, like the main platform of Azure. But they decided that it's way better to do this in Azure AI Foundry, like a separate platform where all their AI services can be hosted. But not only that, you have like a separate playground where you can try them, test them, and also have them as code. As Marco mentioned, you have basically different ways of testing them, and not only testing them, but with an Azure subscription, you can also use them in code, like we did for our app. So basically, let's quickly jump to the fun part, and I'll quickly stop sharing, and I'll put the playgrounds right now so you'll be able to see it. Let's go. So can you see it? Right? Everything is okay, I think.
Yes.
Marco? Okay,
Yes,
amazing.
yes.
So basically, this is how the playground looks like. We have a lot of things here. So this is like the side panel. You can see different things that you can do in the platform. So basically, it's a lot of things to cover, to be covered. But today we'll be focusing more on the playground. So what is possible with this? Well, believe me, there's not only the speech playground, but there's a plethora of different playgrounds that you can find here, and especially tools that are of everyday use. So people that people need every day, that people use every day, but basically they're not very aware that there's also the possibility of you creating one of them. So basically, there's the chat playground, the video playground, the images playground, the audio playground, speech playground, language playground. So basically, a lot of different things that a lot of professionals use to create apps, to create different services that may help maybe your company one day, or your I don't know, maybe your university project or whatever you have um, to do at that moment. So today, as I mentioned, we'll be focusing on this part, so the speech playground. If I click here, try the speech playground, you'll see a lot of different speech capabilities that we're able to do. So I'm gonna cover some of them because really it's gonna take too much time to go through them all, because as you can see, there are a lot of things here. So first, I would like to start with the real-time transcription, which is this is the most easiest to do for beginners. Like so, for example, let's say you have a project that you want to implement, and in this project, one of your requirements is to have like a real-time transcription of I don't know, of maybe somebody speaking, and you'll be receiving this real-time transcription like a call center maybe. So it can have different use cases, or even, as Marco mentioned at the beginning, you can use this while you're on a meeting with someone. Let's say you're on a meeting with the CEO of your company, and maybe you want to be more precise of what he said. You want to catch every detail so you don't forget, because we're people, we cannot remember everything. So this tool is really nice, because if I try to record something here, for example, someone speaking like me, and if I click here, so when I click here, now you'll see the text appearing right there. And as you can see, is very intuitive, because as I speak, you can read it here. And not only that, but this can be also implemented in code. So it's not only this speech playground, because this is just to try it out, just to feel how it works. And yeah, so if I stop it, you'll see the whole text here. So basically, it's a very good tool to be used in meetings, especially. But not only that, it's not only about English. You have a lot of different languages that you can transcribe to. So, for example, from Africans to Arabic to Bulgarian, Catalan, Chinese. So you can see the different languages here that I have. And believe me, I've tested more many of them, and they are working really fine. So I encourage you to try this. So firstly here, then if you want to learn more, you will click here, view documentation, and it will lead you to this Microsoft Learn page, where you can learn more about the tool, especially the theoretical stuff. And then if you want to implement it, you can just select the quick start from the side menu. You can choose your programming languages. In this case, I want to work with C Sharp, let's say. The first thing you would need to do, and is very important, so please don't forget to do this, is set your speech key and endpoint here. So basically, these are environment variables that you need to run in your console. And here you will put the Azure the Azure keys from the resource. So you can find them in Azure AI Foundry. So when you create the resource, you'll get the keys. And my advice from a security aspect, if you plan to do this for your company or something professional, not only for testing, please use Azure Key Vault, because you don't want your secrets to be leaked to someone. So you have also this very important note here that I recommend you to go through, because believe me, it's when it comes to this paid subscriptions, it's really important to keep your secrets secrets. So don't show them to other people. Then, when you finish setting up the environment variables, we'll continue with starting the project. So, if you're fond of .NET, I'll just skip this part, because it's just setting up the console, installing the speech SDKs. This is also very important. Then you'll create the program.cs with the following code. So basically, everything is generated for you. You just copy it, you place it in your code, and it works. So, of course, you can do some tweaks here if maybe you want to implement some other case, because it's this, like, the default one contains 3 cases. Maybe you want to, I don't know, maybe you want to tweak something. Maybe you want to add, for example, maybe you want to create a list of languages that the person can choose here. So it's definitely up to you. But yeah, this is the code. This is the thing that you need. Afterwards, you can do whatever you want from here. And of course, you run this command, and this is what you get in the console. So you speak, as you saw, right? As I was speaking, you will get this text in the console. So this is how speech to text works, and real-time transcription, to be more precise. Now I'll go to something even more interesting: the speech translation tool. This tool, me and Marco, we've both used this tool in our app, Chat and Go. So basically, we used it to translate voice messages with people. So basically, imagine you have WhatsApp and you want to send a voice message to your friend, but your friend doesn't speak that good English, and basically he's answering in a very short sentences without much context, and so you're always wondering like, why do I get this weird like conversation with him with voice messages? But maybe the problem is just like he doesn't feel comfortable speaking English. Maybe he is more comfortable sending voice messages in his own native language. So basically, that's what we have done in our app, and we'll see that at the end. But now I can show you how easy it is to do it. So basically, you can either go for the auto detect feature because we use that usually, but you can also choose maybe some language that you want. Let's say translate from. Let's go with German. Translate to English. So what's gonna happen is like when I send a voice recording here in German, I'll have the English translation. Not only that, but I can also you can see the voice name of the agent that I'm choosing. So it's Jenny Neural. But you can also manipulate with these characters. We'll see with these neural agents. We'll see that later. So now I'm going to send a voice recording, and we'll see what's gonna happen next. Michael, just one thing. Do you hear the recordings when I send them?
Um, no, actually. Can you
No?
try
Okay.
again?
Wait. I think I need to check if the yeah if I shared the voice, because I really want to make sure people hear this. So I think now it should be okay. Okay. So now I'll send a message in German. For example, Hallo Dennis, möchtest du ins Kino gehen? So basically, I just said in German, do you want to go to see a movie? So it's um, it's basically, this is the translation that I get. And also it's happening real time, so as I speak it immediately translates it. So it's not only German, but like you can also try different languages. I encourage you to play with it more, because there are a lot of languages. For example, let's say we have Spanish. Let's say, let's try it out with Spanish. For example, okay, now let's do vice versa. Let's go English to Spanish, for example. Like English, United States to Spanish. Where is it? Here it is. So, hey Dennis, do you want to see a movie today? And here's the translation in Spanish. So basically, it's a very useful tool that people can use, especially like in these scenarios that I've mentioned before. And as the speech to text quick start, you also have the speech translation quick start. So if I click here, you'll also have, you can see the documentation and how to implement this. So basically, it's the same process that I explained before. You can go over the material, and you can also give it a try. Now, the thing that I'm mostly fond of, and the thing that I love to show, is the text to speech avatar. So basically, what they did, this is something that came out last year. It's very interesting. So basically, you can now not only do this via console or just with text. Now you can also choose an avatar, play with the background, like you can even upload your image. So basically, now I would choose Harry, and you see here it says business. So it's also his look and his clothes. So everything, basically it pays this program that pays attention to every detail. Now, I've put this text here, as you can see, and I'll just what I'll do here is I'll maybe add. Let's see a voice, Stefan. Yeah, okay. Let's add Stefan. Um, let's let's add some more text. Okay, I have the prompt here. So what should I add more? So I think I have. We're talking about a platform. Okay, so now I'm gonna add this one too. So it's gonna be more context. Come on. Oh, like this. Okay, so it has text now. Delete these quotes. Okay, perfect. Okay, now let's give it a try. So if I click, I've chosen my voice here. I've chosen the language. It can be also different types of languages, and let's go with this one, because I know that most of you are will like to hear this in English. So here it goes. We're gonna take a little while for it to generate, but it's like couple of seconds, let's say, up to 1 minute. But I think it should be even faster than that. So basically, this is really, for me at least, something really fascinating, because you'll see the character is not only like statically like talking, but it's also, you'll see the movement of the mouth, how it says the words, the gestures he does with his hands. It looks really like real. I mean, it doesn't look like it's that bad. Actually, it looks quite nice. So you can, this can have a very different use cases. Maybe you want to do, I don't know, like something to promote something. Maybe you want to integrate this as part of your video, or I don't know. So let's see how it goes. Marco, just inform me if there's voice coming through, so I would know.
Yeah, sure.
Microsoft Foundry is your unified
The voice
Is it
is
good?
good.
Okay.
Microsoft Foundry is your unified AI platform. Models, agents, tools, security, governance, all in one place. No more context switching, no more integration headaches, just results. We're talking about a platform trusted by over 80,000 enterprises, including 80% of the Fortune 500. Microsoft Azure. So if you're wondering whether this is ready for business, it already is your business. Now let's talk horsepower. Foundry gives you access to the best models in the world. OpenAI's GPT-5 family, Microsoft's own Phi models, DeepSeek, Mistral, and more. Phi alone has over 60 million downloads. Microsoft Azure, you pick the right model for the right job. Cost, performance, compliance, you're in control.
So as you can see, maybe the prompt was kind of shaky, because it's just like I didn't give him like a very good prompt. But as you can see, he tries to interpret the text the best way possible, to do the gestures, to show some emotion while speaking. It's not with the same tone always. But you can also, if you don't like the speaker, you can also change it. There are like thousands of different neural voices that you can choose. You can insert a gesture. You may like decrease or increase the speaking speed. Insert a break. Like, you can do whatever you want basically with this character. So it's really, really, for me, it's really amazing how they implemented this, because it looks so real. It's so with a bit of more work, this would look like a perfect video for promoting something, maybe, or like explaining something to your customers, or like creating your avatar for the company. So yeah, it's very interesting. So that was about it about the speech playground. Now I want to show you something that me and Marco have done. So basically, how does this like this speech process work in the real apps? So what I'm going to show here is basically our app. So I'm gonna just show the screen, and we are gonna see our app now. So basically, this is our app. It's still work in progress, but the main thing is implemented. So the speech translation and also the text message translation. So here I've chosen German as my language. So because I'm currently speaking German, I expect all my text messages to be in German. So basically, I've sent two messages to Stefan, and Stefan, I have it here. So this is his profile. So basically, here are the voice messages that I have sent him. So let's see what I've sent him. First, I'll go to my profile. I'll play the first recording.
Hallo Stefan, wie bist du?
So basically, I'm asking him, how are you? But I made a mistake. Instead of bist, instead of gets, instead I said bist. So he even made it better. So while I spoke, I made a mistake, but he got the mistake and he changed it. So he improved my sentence, and Stefan receives his conversation in Spanish, and when I play it,
Hola Estefan, ¿cómo estás?
so in this case, my voice is translated to Spanish, and he gets the voice message in Spanish. Also, he can choose his neural agent, so it can be a woman or it can be a man. So we can play with different voices here, and also I've then the second voice that I said is, does he want to go to the cinema with me?
Hey Stefan, möchtest du ins Kino gehen heute?
So here again, I made a mistake. So placing the word heute at the end. So it shouldn't be at the end, it should be in the middle, but he also corrected here, which is really fun. So he not only just translates blindly, he also checks the sentence if it's grammatically correct, and then translates it. And then I'll have,
Oye Estefan, ¿te gustaría ir al cine hoy?
so, which means that in Spanish, hey Stefan, do you want to go to the cinema today? So basically, everything done with the speech translation tool from Azure AI Foundry. Now, let's see how this works with the text translation. So I can type to him, hey Stefan, wo bist du jetzt? Which means, where are you now? So he'll get same thing in Spanish. So basically, this is the speech translation also done from the Azure AI Foundry tools. And as you can see, it works perfectly fine. So I think Marco will agree here with me, but we didn't spend too much time like having and solving issues with these programs, because they were really nicely done. So we just implemented in our app, and it made it perfect. So both of them were really nice tools to have in our app, and really it made our app unique. So that was the part that I wanted to show you, and I'm really proud of what these tools can do and how people can integrate them in their apps and make their life easier. So basically, I want to say that these tools have just been released last year. So I've started tangling with them last year, and since then they've even improved. They've improved even more. So I think, Marco, correct me if I'm wrong, but in the beginning there were around 100 languages. Now there are like 150 languages available, like for
Yes,
translation.
yes.
And
They are
also not,
constantly improving the platform and
yeah,
adding languages. Our own native language wasn't there last year, but now it's here, the Macedonian language. So that's a
yeah,
nice addition for us. So yeah,
but
what
not,
were you saying?
yeah, not only like the, the general language, but there are also some specific languages, like languages that are very unique, like I don't know, like very niche languages, languages that you cannot find in the regular translation tools. Let's say different variations of the Chinese language, or different variations of the Arabic language, which is really interesting because I know a lot of people from those countries, and this could be really helpful for all of them because they can talk in their language and basically have this translation working in just few seconds. You'll have your message translated to your recipient, and from the recipient back to you. So I think it's a perfect use case. So basically, that was it about the our app. So now I would like us both to start the Q&A session, and maybe discuss some questions that you may have about this topic, because I know maybe it's a lot to take in for now, but yeah, I mean, I really hope that I did my best to explain to you how this thing works, and how to delve in the world of Azure AI Foundry. So Marco, let's begin the
Yeah,
Q&A session.
this was a great demo. For all the audience, please fire away in the chat any questions that you may have. On a side note, Azure is constantly improving these models, adding languages, and also this grammar correction on the fly wasn't present a year ago. So that's also a big addition. But to summarize, while waiting for the questions, today we saw the power of Azure AI Speech and how does it work? What does it do? And most importantly, with the demo that Boyan showed us, how you can start using it today and build your own tools. Also, I might add that we are really excited because we will be seeing each other again on Friday with you guys, and we will bring you an amazing session once again. We'll look into the Azure AI Foundry again, but now we will focus on agents. We'll showcase how useful they are and how you can start automating your workflows and make your life easier and save your time. So
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely. It's
I
for me at least, I completely agree on what Marco mentioned about the improvements of the platform. Basically, every month there's something new, something that just keeps constantly. People just keep constantly adding new languages, new features, also new AI services. And personally, I think it's really a nice job because you just keep improving the services, keep adding more languages, keep including more people in the process, and sharing this content, sharing this AI services with more people will help them build even awesome, like even better apps. And now, especially with all the AI tools available, like the Codex platform, the Claude platform, now the world is really in our reach, and basically we can create an app in a day, and use all of these services to just make our app even better. So really, I encourage you all to give a try to this platform of Azure AI Foundry. The only thing that you need is just Microsoft Azure subscription. You have several ways of obtaining a subscription. So basically, if you're a student, you can apply for the student subscription, which Azure gives you 30 days to try different resources, and you have like I think $120 in Azure credits, which are totally enough if you want to try the services. So basically, you wouldn't do anything that is on production level. You just select the free tier or the basic tier of the resource, and then have access to the Azure AI Foundry. So basically, you can try it whenever you want. And also, the second option that you can try is trying Azure for, I think it was 3 months for free. I mean, not for free, for with 100 or $150 for those 3 months. So you can also give that a try. So you have a couple of ways to obtain Azure subscription. And at the end, or if you want to use Azure permanently and you like the platform, you can also switch to a pay-as-you-go subscription where you can use whatever you want, but at the end the cost is on you. So yeah, I think that we've covered everything today, and on Friday we're continuing the small marathon that we started today, right?
Exactly,
Yeah,
Ben. We are excited to continue this marathon, and hopefully we'll have much more in the future.
yeah,
Thank you all for your attention today. Thank you, Ben, for the wonderful demo. And talk to you all on Friday again.
yeah.
See you
So
soon.
guys, just 2 days. We're gonna see you again here, the same place, just 1 hour later. But the next topic is really going to be something very interesting, and that one I'm going to leave to Marco, because he's the guy in who's fond of the AI agents and creating them. So basically,
Exactly.
he'll have a chance to explain it to you, just like I did the
Yeah.
demo.
Yeah. So we saw the power of Azure AI speech today. And on Friday, we will talk about Azure AI Foundry, but we'll focus on agents. We'll showcase how useful they are and how you can start automating your own workflows, save your own time, and basically showcase all of its new features and how powerful it is. And it will be great. We will have a lot of fun, and hopefully we'll see you all there.
Yeah. Have a nice afternoon, everyone, and see you on Friday. Bye.
See ya. Bye.